Last time I made the camera for my 3D platformer, and it's finally starting to make the whole game take shape. I want to playtest this game soon, so this week I'm working on one of the last movement options I know for certain will be in the game, the ledge grab. Ledges are a thing I've complained about in the past, and the fact that Unreal doesn't have a nice way to deal with them natively. There are two main ways to do ledges that I've seen. You either detect the area in front of the player character and try and find a wall to snap onto, or you have ledge grab boxes placed around the map, which will trigger a grab if any of them collide with the player's hitbox. The first one is definitely more hardware intensive, but it's the version I'm going to go for when I'm making this game. It gives me a little less control, but it saves an unbelievable amount of tedium when setting up the level. I started as always with the animation, which I reference this pull-up animation from the game Out of Words. You can find great little reference pieces like these on demo reels, and I've actually used this exact animation like 3 times when making animations for different characters. We want Puddle to return to his idle animation once he reaches the top of the ledge, which seems obvious, but we can't animate this motion like we have been doing. Essentially, even though it might seem like Puddle is at the top of this ledge, only his model has moved. His hitbox is still clinging to the wall. We can either do a very janky teleport to the position at the top of the ledge, or we can try using what's called root motion. Root motion means animating the character from the highest bone in the chain, the root node, which we generally want to stay away from doing in games animation because it leads to weird displacements like this. But a weird displacement is actually exactly what we need here. Blender is also really bad at exporting root motion, so I'm making the animation inside of Blender and then adding the root motion inside of Unreal Engine, by keyframing this top bone and enabling root motion in the settings. The ledge detection works by throwing out a horizontal and a vertical trace as Puddle is falling, finding the point where the wall intersects with both of them and attaching on at that point. When you press up, it plays the animation of Puddle climb the ledge. If you are making a ledge system like this, you will almost certainly run into a problem with root motion. I got stuck for about a week in a different project because I forgot to set the movement mode to flying, and for this project, I forgot to give Puddle an animation slot to play montages from. There's so many things that can go wrong when dealing with root motion, so don't be frustrated if your character keeps doing this for a while as you sort it out. The system could probably do with a bit more polish, but I'll see how I feel about it after putting Puddle through his very first playtest, which I'll talk a bit more about next week.